Good morning, everyone. This is BizTix TV.
Take
This is
two.
the place where you can find tips and
Finally.
tools on how to do business better. We're here to help you run a profitable business. It's fun to run and to take the hassle out of your hustle. This morning, we're here with the Tech Life Weekly. I'm here with my partner, Miss Francine Gregory, real estate entrepreneur and tech diva. I'm Carolina from California, cover up the with the bitch chick. And we're joined with our co-host, Miss Terry Johnson online, all the way from New York City. So we are
Hello.
here from coast to coast,
We
giving you
cover it
all the
all.
yes, giving you all the information that you need to do business better. So let's get this party started. What's happening this week in tech, Fran?
Because we're going to have such a fun exercise today, we're going to do this day in tech, and I'm just going to hit one.
Okay.
The
We want to let you know that we had some technical difficulties this morning, guys. So that's why we're just a little behind schedule. We want you to know that we do respect your time. Good morning, Brenna. Thank you for popping in today.
yeah, everybody was probably looking for us.
Yeah, but we were behind the scenes making the magic happen this morning. Oh,
We were
It's all
having
good.
loads
It's
and
all
loads.
good.
it's
It's
all
all
good.
good.
And that's
Mhm.
all part of being live, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. So this day, okay, I don't know what they're doing with me here. Uh, May 15, 2001, Apple Computer announces plans to operate a chain of retail stores. That was 19 years ago?
Mhm.
Oh, okay.
Wow.
Yep.
Opening
Wow.
25 retail stores in the United States by the end of the year. Steve Jobs holds a commemorative press event at Apple's first store in the second level of Tyson's Corner Center to make the announcement. The store, along with a second location in Washington, D.C., will open Saturday, May 19th. At the same time, Apple's plan was generally derided by technology experts as doomed to fail. On this, their anniversary date, Apple's retail stores are now considered one of the catalysts to Apple's tremendous growth.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that is because it gave people an opportunity to come in and experience the product and put their hands on it and touch it and play with it and interact with the people, you know what I
Yes.
mean? Because who are knowledgeable about the product.
Actually teach people how to use the product. You know what I'm saying? It was one of the few stores where you could get some help.
Because I think about it now, there's not too many. The people who work at other stores, I'm going to say like Walmart, Target, Best Buy, and the
Mm-hmm.
people who are in there, they're not necessarily knowledgeable about the equipment. I don't care if it's Apple or anything else. They're not necessarily knowledgeable about that equipment. They can
Right.
sell you the equipment. And by the way, you can get a photo sharing app or a photo
Mm-hmm.
sharing CD and something else, and they always have the add-ons, but they're not knowledgeable about the
They
product.
are not subject matter experts on any particular product. They're generalists.
Right.
Because they sell you TVs and they sell you washing machines and some other stuff. So that's probably not what you want when you want to go looking for a computer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The
You want?
days of the days of Sears shopping. Remember Sears? You would go
Mm-hmm.
to Sears and they had everything,
Yes.
clothes, washing machines, and so. But you don't, like you said, you don't want to buy your products from that kind of a store. You want specific, somebody who knows what they're talking about.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And so when they put that up, I can see how the rest of now they shouldn't, well, the iPhone wasn't out back then, was it? In
No,
2001.
no,
It was 2007 that the iPhone came out.
right.
So they're looking at them like, why do you need a store? that sell only their products
Mm-hmm.
because everybody else's products were sold in a variety of stores.
Mm-hmm.
But then
To
that
third
goes back
parties.
to, okay, so let's look at Tesla. You can't buy Tesla on any car lot in America. Only from Tesla in the Tesla
Right.
showroom. That makes sense.
It does. It makes a lot of sense. It
Well,
didn't back then.
It lets you control quality. It lets you control customer service because all your people get the same training.
Yeah.
And it allows
marketing.
you, and it allows you to have on the spot troubleshooters.
I mean, so think about this here, like here in New York and Brooklyn and everywhere else, they have artisanal stores. Like there's a store for olive oil, just olive oil, and they have different brands from Italy and from Spain and whatever, and it's like a wine store. Who would have thought they had that 20, 30 years? That would be crazy. Like you just have a store that sells olive oil. But that's because consumers have changed their behavior and their taste as to what they want. You know, that's, like I said with Sears, it used to be the thing to get the catalog and go to the store because they had everything. But now we don't want that kind of thing. We want one store that does it very well instead of a store that's a general store.
Like Facebook is being the general store.
We can talk about Facebook later on.
Trying to be Walmart.
We're going to talk about Facebook.
We don't want you to leave here. If we could sell it to you.
But see, and that's the thing about Walmart. Walmart, you can buy an Apple product in Walmart, not all Apple products in Walmart. And Apple just started releasing some of their stuff to the stores, third parties. Because I know, like, okay, if I need to get a replacement pencil, I don't have to go to the Apple store. I can go to Walmart and get a legitimate Apple pencil, right? You can get iPads, the smaller ones, but as you get up into the pros and some other stuff, you're not getting that at Walmart or Target. You got to go to the main store for some stuff. So it makes sense because the people at Walmart, and not to say there's anything wrong with the people at Walmart, they just don't know the ins and outs. They can't set up the system for you, right?
Right.
They're not going to be able to set that up for you. So you're going to have to go get some help.
Right.
And hey, Dr. Tachi, you're gonna need to go get help. And okay, the manufacturer is the best place to get some help. Okay, that's my day in
tech.
Because I was gonna do a week, but we're gonna have fun today.
Yeah.
Terry, could you put that link back in the chat? Dr. Tachi.
Hello.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Do we want to do our media report right now? Because we're gonna have some fun today.
Oh, so media's not fun? What?
Yeah, well, it is fun.
Media is fun because I heard your rant the other day.
Oh, wait a minute. What? Which one? You know, I rant all the time.
I was on Facebook and you were complaining about it being glitchy, but I got the gist of what was going on with Universal and Disney.
Let us hear. Do tell.
Oh, well, okay. So you already know the whole thing that happened when the AMC and Regal, they were threatening to ban Universal from showing any of their movies because of Trolls doing $100 million. And they said, well, we just might do this all the time. And AMC was like, hell, the hell you won't. So they went all off on that. But Disney is releasing, what is it they're releasing? I'll pull it up. So they are getting ready to release something in July, and it's going straight to the consumer. But I haven't heard PIM from AMC, from Regal, from any of these other exhibition houses. And I'm like, well, is it because it's Disney? Are they so big that you don't want to say anything? Oh, we just better hush this time because I'm like the week before I saw you AMC last week. You went off on it. You were ready to throw them to the alligator. To Tiger King. You were ready to give Universal the Tiger King to cut up and throw to the tigers, tigers. But you said nothing when Disney did the same. This is the same thing. So I'm like, why so silent, AMC? Why? So that was my thing. I was really interested in why they were so silent. And I kind of know Disney has a lot. Disney has Marvel. Disney has Star Wars. Disney, Disney has a lot. We're also talking some Fox stuff, which is also involved in the movie exhibition game. So they really, and then of course all the Disney properties. Let's not forget about those things. Pixar,
the Vault,
the Disney Vault. They've got Pixar. Okay, so when all these animated, computer animated films that you're seeing, that's Disney as well. So Disney has a lot of different properties. And my thing is that AMC didn't want to mess up that relationship. And you saw Regal said nothing this time. They just
they was like, whoop.
So, but it's very interesting how raw you were with Universal and loud and raw. But you said nothing. Raw and wrong, but they said nothing this time to Disney. So my thing is this: if you're going to lambast Universal for that treatment, you have to use the same meter stick to measure everyone. Don't just, get silent when you think this person is a bigger entity or this company is a bigger entity. Well, we don't want to mess up our relationship. You don't want to mess up your relationship with Universal. They've got a lot going on too. But here's the thing. They know they could try it with Universal, but they can't try that with Disney.
Nope.
Disney was just waiting for, let's see what they're going to say.
And I'm glad
that's what I thought.
I am glad that Universal just went on and did it anyway, because I've been hearing that Trolls is a great movie, because Trolls would not have been my first pick. Just saying.
Well, we know why they did it, because everybody's captive at home, and kids, that was a big thing. They'll already make money in the theater when it comes to anything kids, because people want to take their children to the theater. But now they're at home and captive, and this is a new something they can watch. Hey, they do, and they're not. I'm not mad at Universal for saying, "Oh, we're going to do this again." I am not mad at them. No,
me either.
And it's their business. So
hello. Can we shift our business
but how about this? If y'all keep talking AMC or whatever, and if Universal gets sucked up by Disney, then what?
I'm sorry to laugh at you, AMC and exhibition houses, but I think my feeling is you should have kept quiet in the first place. That's not Universal's or Disney's or any other production house's fault or distributor's fault that you don't have a business model where you can pivot quickly. That's you. That's your fault that you can't sanitize your damn seats fast enough and in time and properly for people to come back. That's your problem.
Showings? Yeah,
I don't want group popcorn. That's for sure.
Yeah. Hey,
I'm not doing that with y'all.
Group popcorn, no. But that's their fault. I cannot feel sorry for you if you have not set your business up in a way where if something happens, you can pivot to something else or rely on the other properties. Not every other business, but many other businesses do that. Look at the movie industry, for example. Universal, all these things. They're not just relying off of the portion of ticket sales that they get from what they make back. Because when they spend money on a film, okay, that $100 million that Universal made off of Trolls, let's be clear. They probably spent $100 million on the film, so they have not broken even yet. Right. But the point is, it's scary that quickly they could make that $100 million. When in the theaters, you have to be a hell of a film to make $100 million in the first weekend.
Not only that, I don't know when you get your money. Are they on a 90-day cycle where they don't even get paid till 90 days? You know what I'm saying? But when it's direct, it goes into my account.
That's right. Direct deposit.
Exactly. It's that split with the movie theaters, right? And the theaters obviously get it first because the money is coming there. Then it filters down. But when it's direct, it's like I don't have to go through somebody else's wallet to be able to get it.
Erykah Badu model.
You see, Erykah, you see why I'm so proud of Erykah Badu? She has really said that's what we all need to be a little more Badu. That's my saying now.
I love it.
Be more Badu. Do Badu.
And cut out all of the little middleman. This is the time. This is what we were just talking about too. With the store, the Apple store, the middleman is gone. There is no people mucking up stuff.
Didn't we talk about that on Tuesday, Terralina? I was saying the middleman is gone. It's gone everywhere.
Because
everywhere.
We're returning to a cottage industry. I want to get my stuff from where the source is known. And I'm going to tell you something. This whole situation right here with having to re-examine the supply chain is going to bring a lot of stuff back home. In fact, I saw on one, I don't know, something I was scrolling through today where somebody's bringing a chip maker back to the United States. Everybody say praise God.
Oh, yes.
So now, if we need phones and there's a war, maybe we can make some phones.
Yeah, that's Apple. I believe
maybe we can fly our planes because we're not waiting for the enemy to send us some cotton picking chips.
Yeah.
Well, Apple was all their chips. So a lot of their components were made in China, but
they weren't always made in China.
No, they weren't. They weren't. But again, it all goes with the almighty dollar. I can make more profit by outsourcing this because they don't charge us as much. I don't have to pay the workers a certain scale or whatever. So you just don't worry about it, and you outsource it to China, and you can charge. I mean, they're making so much money off of all these devices. So now that they're trying to bring some of these things back, they're not going to be making as much profit as they were. And I
don't know. Here's my point.
Okay.
Doc, and that is that I don't know, because as Americans, we're probably more willing to pay $2 extra for that security now that we really know the impact. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, true. So, but you know what? Maybe
$5.
Maybe it will even out. Because let's talk about this. Sales of handsets for iPhone and some other hardware were down. Why? Because there's been nothing earth-shattering or no big revolutions in terms of what this technology does. Is there really a big difference between the iPhone 7 and then the iPhone now? Yeah, there's some differences, but anything earth-shattering? No, it's just really in terms of applications and what they told you think you need. So there's nothing really big and earth-shattering. And so as such, consumers are wise. They're like, okay, if I can hold on to my phone a little bit longer, I'm going to do that. And so there was a study that said that the average consumer was holding on to their phone 4 years now, up from 2 from before. Now, remember, before, that was when all these carriers allowed you to upgrade your phone every 2 years for free, basically. And so people were changing phone. Like, I did that every 2 years. Oh, it's time for this. I'll try that. But when carriers really stopped doing that, that's what people are like, well, maybe I need to hold on to my phone a little bit longer. And so that doesn't mean there are no sales. There will always be people who are first in line to buy the iPhone 54. They will be the first in line to buy everything. But the average consumer says, I have a little bit less disposable income now. I'm not going to spend $1,000 on the phone. It's up from $600 and stuff. So I'm going to wait a little bit.
And that's why I believe when Apple came out with the $399 phone, I was like, $399, hold on. And it does dual SIM cards too. I was like, whoa.
But isn't that the point? The point is they don't have to charge as much for the technology as they do.
Well, you're not, okay, because the difference between the $399 and the 11 Pro, you're not getting 3 cameras. You're not getting some other stuff.
Right. You're not getting some of the bells.
Who is using 3 camera? Okay, you may be taking 3D photos. Great. That gets old after a while.
No, but the person who does it for pro reasons, just like the Pro MacBook. Now, you need the Pro MacBook. Right. I don't need a Pro MacBook.
Correct. But who a professional is not using an iPhone to take pictures? See, that's the thing. It's like, so you're doing it. If you're a professional and you're a for real professional, you can use an iPhone, but you probably have other equipment that enables you to take that. That's not your only source of doing it. So it's a gimmick.
Yeah, and I'm the odd one because I use it for when we do shoots with the different people for
streaming.
I'm actually using it to capture, set it up, and it's a gorgeous picture, and I video and then edit and post it.
It's for the market that's between buying a professional camera and spending all that money on a Canon or whatever, and saying I need a new phone, so I'm gonna get the phone that does the things that I need to do it, which is not everybody.
Right. And that's just a window.
There is a market for it because the phone is selling. There's a market for it because the phones are selling.
There's always a market for it. I agree.
So it just depends on who's buying it and what. But they made another phone for the people at the $399 level.
Right.
Because here's the thing: Samsung and everybody else did the same thing and started putting their price tags at $99. I was like, I'm not paying $1,000 for a Samsung.
But there are always people that will be fooled into the more expensive it is, it must be better. And because we equate price with
and so what
quality.
happened to the people that bought the folding phone? Remember the folding phone? What happened to all of that? It died. I don't hear anybody yelling and screaming about it.
Because they haven't been perfected. There are so many problems with these folding phones. That's why don't buy the first generation of anything if you can help it. Wait. Because
and they're charging big prices because it folds. And I'm like, I don't care about a folding phone. That's not something that I care about.
It folds great. Then what?
Wow.
Okay, so the thing is, it opens up basically to like a tablet size. And so it's not that much. Okay, let me stop thinking like me. Exactly. Let me stop thinking like me. I know there are some people who want one device that does everything, but what happens when this wonderful folding, just like a piece of paper, when you fold it back and forth too much, eventually it breaks. It tears.
And this is the thing: the people that want the thing, the device that does it all. Do you remember the VCR TV combo?
Yes.
What happened when the VCR stopped working or the TV stopped working? The combo doesn't work anymore.
Exactly. That's the thing.
Remember that?
Yes.
It sounded great. Oh, it's a TV and a VCR on the bottom. And it's like, okay, well, if one stopped working, I can't use the other. That's why you bought a TV separately from the VCR, because the VCR broke. You just go get a new VCR.
Yeah, it's basically like, and then, technically you could plug another VCR into that TV, but then it's too much. That's like remember the big old console TVs and that stopped working. So you put the new TV on top. That's basically what that's like.
We did that in my house.
Everybody did that. Everybody did that. Because what do you do with it otherwise?
Yes. The big one that you roll. It took up half the room.
With the big tube.
How long since I rolled it out? Because it was still working. I'm like, hey.
See? Exactly. And that's the thing. The other problem with all of this, this technology, again, here I come with the humanistic end of it, is just the amount of electronic junk that we've generated because of this, and that really has nowhere to go. Some of it cannot be recycled because of the gases and the metals that are used in it. And so it's problematic. So I think that manufacturers need to stop with this, constant, do this. If you do it as there's a word for it when you can, not modules, but there's a word for when you can kind of swap out and switch out things.
I know, it's not module. I know what you're talking about. Components.
It's not component. There's a word for it that where it allows you. There's a phone actually in Canada that allows you to swap out and swap it, in things. So we need to start thinking more towards that model. Whereas, unlike Again, even things like the battery that you could remove before and just swap out when it started to, you can't really do that easily anymore, without paying somebody to do it. And that, at that point, people are just, well, this is time for a new phone anyway. If we stop doing things like that, where the intent is for it to be disposable, we'll have a lot less problems.
Well, you know what, Tachi? I think that's why I always love talking about Gen Z and Gen Alpha, that is the group that's going to think of like what you just said about mindlessly making products and not worrying about the lifespan of it and what happens at the end of the lifespan. They are going to be concerned about, okay, we're going to make this phone or make this computer, but the parts will be swappable or compostable, or you can do something with it instead of just it goes in the pile, the junk heap, the junkyard, the scrap yard or whatever, and it just sits there and it never goes away.
Yeah.
No,
I think they've done that. There are some companies who've done that. That tell you, okay, bring it back so that we can recycle it or retire it properly or blah, blah, blah. Not all of them do.
Right.
But the majority of them.
But it has, the demand, there has to be a demand from the consumer for that, for the manufacturers. They won't change on their own. The demand has to come from us. So that's what I'm saying. That younger group is going to be like, okay, we're not buying this or that unless you prove to us that you take it back and you recycle it or reuse it or remanufacture or whatever the process is. But it has to come from us.
It's really sad that we have to force corporate responsibility.
I know.
You're supposed to do that on your own. No, it's not new. Corporations, for the most part, have never been responsible. It always comes from the consumer pushing, protesting, whatever.
They've been under pressure from the consumer. That's what we have to remember. If it's something we want, say, hey, why doesn't Sony do this or Apple do that? You have to tell them and push back and get petitions and get people on your side and come with a mob like, hey, we are tired of you doing that. Do this. And you do that online, people. Do that online. And just get a bigger voice.
This whole conversation started because AMC got mad.
I know, right?
Things are changing, but see, that's the thing. Things are changing. There's no middleman. That's what we were saying on Tuesday. That I was saying, take opportunity to think about the big guys. They can't change on a dime because they're big. They can't turn. They can't pivot quickly. But a smaller business, a one-man shop, a solopreneur, if you have an idea, work on it because you might be the thing that gets in. You're the David to the Goliath.
Absolutely. Right. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Sorry.
Oh, no, I'm done.
Oh, I just wanted to say, okay, the movie that is coming out in July is Hamilton. So yes.
Can't wait.
So that's the movie that's coming out in July. Disney paid $75 million for the worldwide rights to be able to do that. And no argument from AMC. I'm waiting. AMC, I'm waiting for you to be as bold and gully like you were with Universal. I just want to see you do that. I want to see you buck up again, but they're not.
No, they're not. And Brenda said Apple recycles, HP also recycles
the print cartridges. Yeah, but there needs to be more manufacturers and corporations that think that way. They have to think from the top that way.
Right.
We're going to make a new product. Let's think about the end of the life of the product and what can be done because we have to demand that.
Yeah, absolutely. So one other thing with the media, you got more media for us?
I do want to. I don't know if you all talked about this, but I have to bring up the kudos. We kind of grazed over Erykah Badu, but yes. To do Badu, be more Badu, to the Erykah Badu and Jill Scott matchup this time, the Versus that was on Instagram last Saturday. First of all, it was an experience. I felt like and this is the thing about virtual. I mean, the reason I'm bringing up this has really replicated the things that you do on, for example, Saturday night. I felt like I went to a concert,
right?
Met up with some friends there, and then Erykah Badu on her own platform, BaduWorldMarket.com, did the after party. She has a collective of female DJs. I think there's 5 or 6 of them. I forgot their names, but they did the after party and she performed. So I felt like I said, okay, I'll see you all at the after party. And I just jumped over.
See, with these two ladies, and they call it a battle, but it's not really. They played their hits and they talk about the creative process, which with Erykah Badu and Jill Scott, the vibe was just so great. They put a mood on everybody that joined in, but it's really about the intimacy between the two versus a big stadium show with 70,000 people. There's no connection. But when they're on Instagram Live, and that's why they do it there, because there's an intimate connection, and they connected and they told stories and they laughed and talked about their family and kids and everything. It's like you're looking in on a conversation between two great artists, and that's what it's supposed to be.
Absolutely. And
not initially, the thing that Teddy Riley tried to do. He tried to do a
too
show.
Much. Hashtag team too much. Well, and that's the thing, but that comes with not understanding who the audience is for these things. And you know, even myself initially, I was like, Instagram, which they weren't. I'm like, Instagram does not have the capabilities to do this. You all probably need to look at YouTube, which is used to doing this. However, since they have fixed the issue of the bandwidth, they have, you know, there are no time limits for that type of thing. It worked really
it worked
well.
I think it was 750,000 and up. It might have been more.
Exactly. And 1 billion impressions.
Yes. I know Swiss are very happy.
Amazing.
I'm glad they understood. I'm glad that Jill and Erykah understood that it was an intimate connection, and you didn't need to Teddy Riley it, with 50-piece band and this. It's just we want to see the artists talk to each other and talk about the process, because we found out, I didn't know that Erykah wrote some songs for Jill and Jill wrote some songs for Erykah. Didn't know that, but now I know, because they
absolutely
had this pre-Mother's Day celebration vibe. It was just a vibe. That's the only word I can use to explain it. But if you missed it, some people were clever and put it on YouTube.
They put it on YouTube. It is on YouTube.
So it's there.
You will be able to find it. So
the conversation, and then Swiss and Timbaland have a IG live conversation after the battle. That was there too. So we want to get into the mind of,
and this goes to why you need to build your audience, because if somebody is not a fan, TJ, or a fan
of one or the other,
whatever, you would not have seen it.
Absolutely.
And see, what I love about it, people say, well, what's in it for the artist? Well, I think one of the earlier battles, Manny Fresh, the producer, he said all of the kids found out who he was through that Instagram Live. So the artists all get a bump in sales after this. That's how they get them.
They held 6 spots. Both Erykah Badu and Jill Scott held 6 spots on the Apple charts in terms of downloaded songs.
After this. So that's what it is. When they say exposure doesn't pay, well, this case, exposure to a newer, younger audience does pay. It does pay.
And they had an audience that they were able to connect with.
Right. And then the other part of that is that it's built, the Teddy Riley thing built so much PR, because we were talking about it online and the news picked it up and people were like, well, what the heck is this thing going on? Just like with D-Nice and his DJ set. He just did it out of boredom, because he's in, he was in, I think he's in LA, and he was just like, I'm cooped up and I'm just going to play songs. So he played songs for like 6 hours or something, and he's just doing it. But now you think, what comes out of that? Well, he got a hookup with House Party, the app, and they did the prom. House Party did an online prom last Saturday.
Yes.
So D-Nice, because he decided to, all right, I'm going to spin some records because I'm a DJ and I like music and I want y'all to be happy, turned it into, he got a collab with House Party. Of course, they paid him, is what I'm saying. He got paid from doing the free, and he just decided to do it.
This is a testament to what you can do with these platforms. I think, many of us can attest to the fact that now, because of the quarantine, the skills that we had in any of these digital areas before have become more noticed, and people know, hey, you guys do can you XYZ for me? So it really does pay to.
We're getting a lot of that.
Yeah, no, exactly.
And exactly. And just think, Michelle Obama stepped into the Erykah Badu. I think she's been to most of the versus battles. She's been in the D-Nice parties. So that's something people can do. Hey, the former first lady was there. So they shouted out all the names. But what it really is about is knowing the audience is captive, giving them what they want. That's the key. You have to give them what they want. Now, you can't have the verses that, well, I'm not saying you can't, but you wouldn't want to have, say, what I'm trying to think of some country artists, and then they're like, okay, well, they could do it, but the audience isn't going to be receptive to it as much as they like Teddy Riley and the rap people and Erykah Badu. So it's about the audience and giving them what they want.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
absolutely. Yeah. So I just wanted to mention that because
that was great.
Really a cultural. I was all about it. I was on for the entire 3 hours. It really is a cultural phenomenon. Yeah. I mean, I
was waiting.
I was. And incidentally, my I have some neighbors down the way who kind of sing folk music, and he was playing the guitar. Every Saturday he's been doing a concert for the neighborhood, and has been singing 80 songs and all sorts of things with his guitar. So that happens at 6 something. So I'm like, all right, if you're not wrapped up, I'm going to this other concert. So make it your business. But it's just been it's been great to see what people are doing with these technologies in the media and tech spaces. So I wanted to bring that up.
So this is going to be a nice segue, because I watched All Rise the other day.
Yes,
they did the entire show in
this.
They did it like this, where the entire courtroom and Woodward and whoever they had to talk to, everybody was talking in a room.
And they were in their homes, but they were in the actors were in their homes, but they were pretending to be the characters in lock and quarantine. And how do we run the cases? I thought that was very well done. Very creative.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Well, I think too that we're going to have to figure out how to allow people to participate virtually in things like baby showers, birthdays. Now, I saw, what's his face? What's the guy he does is it Stephen Colbert? He celebrated his birthday.
Stephen Colbert, yeah.
Oh, he did?
And his wife brought in the cake at home. He was at home.
Yes, they were
brought in the cake. It had the candles on it, and he blew out the candles. And I said to myself, do I really want a piece of that cake?
This is not the time to be blowing out candles. No thanks.
Okay.
Take a fan and do this.
My daughter's cake. I had one candle sitting over here for Mother's Day. She blew that candle out because her birthday was so much. Blew that candle out, but she did not blow on.
Yeah, I've never liked that foolishness to begin with. Anyway, that just.
Yeah, some of the things we do.
Now, with all of this, there is no way you're blowing on my stuff. Okay.
No, you get a cupcake. You could have a separate cupcake. You blow on that because you're going to eat that, but don't blow on everybody else's stuff.
Rest of them,
cupcake cake.
Nah, don't blow up.
I'm just saying, people, think it through. Okay.
Yeah.
So with that, from media and media using the technology, TJ, do you want to take us into Facebook?
Yeah, before we get that, I want to just mention a couple of things about Instagram. Instagram has put some things together, and we mentioned it a little on Tuesday. They have a sticker, support small business sticker. Hold up, where's my story? So the stickers are in the stories feature only, but stickers, if you're doing stories, really try to use the stickers because that gets more engagement with the stories, which Instagram likes. But they have a
Okay.
support small business sticker that you can use to tag other businesses. So when someone sees the story and you tag that business, it directs them to go to that business on Instagram and possibly buy the products that they have. So it's a really good feature if you want to do it. So it just brings attention to your favorite small businesses, and it's in the stickers when you do a story. You'll see it when you go to stickers.
This circles
That's
back
cool.
to what you guys were talking about, no middleman, because if I need olive oil, I'm going to put a sticker on the olive oil
favorite
on the corner because they got great olive oil. So
right, and it's not the business doing it; it's the fan or the customer of the business shouting, and directing people.
We're going back to pre-industrial, where there was a butcher.
Yep.
There was the fish guy,
the cheesemonger
guy,
tea shop.
The tea shop.
What else?
There was a husky man.
And
I don't know if y'all even know what that is.
Husky man.
Yeah, he used to come through the neighborhood with he started with horses and a wagon, and he'd sell vegetables. And
and his name was the Husky Man?
The Husky Man, because his voice was husky, and he would yell out and let everybody know he was shouting. There was no megaphone.
From shouting, his voice was husky.
And then they went to what do you call those things? Megaphones and trucks.
Yes.
But the thing that I'm seeing is we're going back to the individual specialist.
Yes. It's been happening for a while. Especially like in New York, I don't know if any smaller town, I don't know what's going on, or maybe they have already done that. Smaller towns have a main street. Maybe they've been doing that. They had a fish person and they had a this and a that, but now we're moving towards that. Another thing that Instagram is doing, they are rolling out some anti-bullying feature. They have some tools that let you bulk delete comments. They have tools about tagging, and this is for if you have you're managing a large Instagram account and you find it difficult to delete all of these negative comments. Well, there's a bulk feature instead of doing one by one. They also have, they have some other things. Pinned comments. So this is the other side of it. So if you have a positive comment from someone and you want to highlight it, you can pin it. You've seen that with YouTube and Twitter does that. So they have a couple more tools, but they're doing things where you can only allow certain people to tag you. So to keep the bullying down, doesn't eliminate it.
Just keeps it down. Okay.
Yeah. And breaking news. And one thing about Facebook, breaking news, they bought Giphy. Or Jiffy. How would you pronounce it?
It's really supposed to be Jiffy, but whatever.
I say Giphy, but there's
I did too, because I see the
pronunciation. So they're going to integrate that with Instagram, and that makes a lot of sense because we already have the animated GIFs already in the story. So they're going to integrate it with the app fully. The whole Giphy site instead of just a little bit of GIFs to choose from in stories.
And that makes sense. Yeah. So it's going to be interesting to see what this means for Twitter, because you can also use the GIFs from Jiffy on Twitter. So how they're going to navigate that.
Well, I know on Twitter, I think they have a connection with Tenor too. Tenor, which is bought.
They
by
do have Tenor,
Google.
yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. We'll see. You're right. We'll see. And one more thing before we talk about the big Facebook news, they have Bitmoji like avatars that's coming. Some people have them now.
Of course they do.
Instagram?
No, Facebook.
Of course they do.
I moved on to Facebook. Okay. So in Facebook Messenger, you're going to be able to make an avatar looks like yourself, like the Bitmoji. Remember the Bitmoji is connected to Snapchat? So Facebook is doing that. So some people have it now and some don't. I checked. I don't have it. What you do is you go to the sticker section when you're writing a comment in Facebook or Messenger, and there'll be an option for you to set up the avatar.
Okay, so I'm just sticking with mine that came with my phone. I'm just not doing it because when Snapchat was doing that, there was that thing where you giving people control of your keyboard.
Mm-hmm. But this is within This is going to be within Facebook, so it's not separate.
More
Facebook is making their own.
Okay, so this might be more safe in the Facebook app than it was in Snapchat.
Right.
Okay.
So look for that, but it's not rolled out like the big news of today, which is the messenger rooms that everybody's excited for. So everybody's testing it out. I got an invite from David today to join a room. So people been testing out, and I don't know if Gabby's here, but she said she put on one of my comments that she went into a room or set up a room, and it went right in, and she said her hair wasn't ready. She wasn't camera ready.
There's like no
jump out.
There's no like waiting room before you just go straight
in. Backstage.
So make sure your hair and whatever you want to, however you want to look on camera, make sure that's done before you join the room.
One day, Facebook, you are going to call your innovation something different from the things that you stole it from. Zoom, Room. I mean, do better, man. Do better.
So and before we start talking about it, I want to just mention, like, way before, when I was saying about Facebook and Instagram and WhatsApp combining into one, the basics of the platform behind the scenes. This is why, because it's also available on WhatsApp.
Yes.
During the rooms also. So this is why a part of it, why they became Facebook World, I like to call it, instead of being 3 separate apps, which they still are on the front side of it, but on the back side of it, it's one platform. It's one combined code and everything. So
we're going to play with this for a second. Terry put up in the chat our link. No,
that's to the playground.
No, that's to the playground. Sorry. But we can play with the room. They will let you do the room, if I'm not mistaken, your group. If you have a group, you can do the room.
Yes.
And I was like, really? So
in groups, on pages and profiles. Oh, well, not on pages, profiles.
Just profiles. Okay.
And then it says rooms right there, so I can click on that. And everyone in the room can see this.
Yeah.
Members in this room, something. But anyway, the profile one works a little better for whatever reason. I don't understand why.
You think so?
Yeah, because it's telling me I can't join or something here.
Well, see, that depends. Okay, so let's talk about why it works differently in groups, because the group admin can set it to where if they don't change it, anybody in the group can make a room. So some groups may have privacy settings or admin settings to where you can't make a room.
Right. Okay. And because I have it set that only admins can make.
Right. I'm going to create a room. Hold on.
Because if you don't set that, everybody, if you got a 10,000 group, all of them can make a room. So you may want to set it
off just to
admin. There's some settings to look at for the group.
Okay,
which
so
naturally, of course, it should.
And are you in the group, Terry? Or are you doing?
I'm doing it from my profile.
Okay, because I can see there, create a room, and then I can add all these people.
And you can send this link to your people.
Now, I saw good reasons for using the room. I'm going to test it out, where you can have a bunch of people in there. You can share on the desktop. You can share a screen.
Okay, I see one that says testing. Is that it?
Yeah, but that's the one that Terry did yesterday for BizChick. Try going in.
I'm getting ready. It asked me who I want to invite.
Okay, before we do that, TJ, go ahead and see if you can get in on the group one and see.
Yeah, I'm in the testing.
Okay, so let me see if I can get in the testing, because I am an admin over there. And let's see.
Oh, and I got a pop-up saying I could join the room, but I'm in the room waiting for others to join, it says.
Okay, so let me go back over to my group. and see if I can get in. Terry, she's in the group already. So, has been restarted. A room in BizChix has been restarted. You restarted it because you're an admin.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
So I'm
me?
in there.
Oh,
And I'm in there.
okay.
All right. Let me turn the sound down. Yep,
So
I see Fran, and I'm a little square.
And
Fran's the big.
Okay.
Yeah.
And
So I should go back to yesterday's link.
just go to BizChix, and you don't have to go to a link. You just go to the BizChix group.
Yeah, it says rooms.
I think if Tachi's in there, she should be able to join, and we can share the people.
Hey, Nicole, how you doing?
yeah, Nicole and one other are here. So I am joining. What happened? All right. There we go. Okay. And let me turn down the sound.
Okay, are we in the room with me and TJ?
Hey.
In the group?
I'm in. I see TJ and me.
Yeah.
Who else is in the group?
Are we in two different places?
Terry.
Okay, you want me to leave?
I don't think Terry's in the group. In our Terry's in her own world over there.
I am too. It's me, Terry, and Nicole.
No, I'm talking about Terralina is in. Okay.
I mean Terralina. Yeah, I'm in the group with Terralina and Nicole.
Yeah. Okay, that's not the BizChix group. Terralina is over on her own page.
Oh, I just accepted that.
Oh, okay. Now I'm in something.
Yes, Terry's over here too.
But see, I went to what I did was I went to the BizChix group and tapped on rooms, and there was a room called testing in the group. So I don't know
where you went.
Is this?
Okay.
Yeah,
this is something Terralina started.
Terralina did something on her own, not with the group. So I'm
okay. This is her profile.
Group works.
Yeah. So we need to go to the group.
So I think we need to share the link.
Okay.
With the why am I?
Let me leave.
Oh, it's frozen.
I'm leaving. Okay. Okay.
So
yeah, that was Terralina's room.
Right, and this one, I was trying to get to. Is in partnership.
Oops.
There we go.
Okay, so me and TJ.
This is in the group.
We're in the group. So we're trying to get y'all to come to the group.
In the group. You have to go to the BizChix group.
Okay.
Tap on rooms.
BizChix group.
Okay.
Right.
Let me do that.
Because this is a group this is a room in the group.
Right.
BizChix group.
Yeah. Can you put the link in the chat for the BizChix group? There is a link, people. Help us out over here.
No, if you go to this is what I did. I went to BizChix on my phone, the group. There's a button called rooms. It lists all the rooms in the group. You just tap on it.
Yeah, so this is good.
Because see, if you're in the group, you don't need to send a link. You're in the group. So you go to the group, you tap on rooms. There's a list of rooms. And there's only one right now in the group.
And that's just me and TJ.
Hold on.
Right. Now let's see, I can tell, okay, there's a share link and then it says give feedback. There we go. So Claudia is here. Hi, Claudia.
Hey,
Claudia's here. All right.
Wait a minute. Let's see.
So how many we can get up to 100? Right?
50.
Or is it 50.
So in the group, you said there is I see rooms.
Group, type on rooms and it's testing and you join.
All right, I see it.
Hey, Claudia. Right. Claudia, you sleeping?
Claudia's in there.
Okay.
And there's Dr.
Tachi. So I see 4 people. So the thing about the link is if say we 4 are in the group and we want to invite more people and they don't know, we can send them the link and then they just come right in.
Right. So I'm going to put that over here. Let's see if I can. Okay. It won't let you copy and paste like from at least.
Okay, let me see. Okay. Share link. Okay. So it pops up with the share on my phone. So I can send
copy the link.
Yeah.
Okay.
So we can have an
South
actual
Carolina.
private party.
Yes. So now it's 5 squares. So what happens when 50 people get in here?
It's going to be real tiny.
Is it going to be little tiny squares, like teeny tiny?
Well, you could say the same thing about Zoom when you have, you can have up to 500 people, which is absolute nonsense, but who am I?
It's crazy. Crazy. So Carolina, which, because her phone, AirPods are going to her phone.
Okay, so
we have
in here. 5 people in here right now.
On the desktop. I'm asking if Kim made it over here because she was in my room. And how? Now here's my question: how do I send? Oh, Claudia took a photo.
It says Claudia took a group photo.
Yeah. So how do I send the link out?
You tap on the bottom down there where the heads are.
Two heads.
Yeah, the 2 heads, and then it's.
Oh, I see it. I had to bring them up first. Okay, 2 heads.
Yeah.
It says here share link.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, and I'm going to send it out in a message.
Yeah.
To
Now, what would be nice if Facebook in the group, if we were in the group, it sent out a message to the group.
Yes, exactly. So I'm going to send it to, let's see here, Lakeisha. And then I'm going to send it to Lawana. People who watch the show regularly, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Okay. And I'm going to send it to Pat. Okay, let's.
TJ, who are you talking to? Ooh, that echo.
Yes, that's why I sort of turned off my sound over here.
My mic is muted.
Okay, so then okay.
So you hear me through the phone.
Yeah, and then I'm going to go here.
You have to turn the sound down on your phone.
Okay, so you definitely have to.
Okay, so I muted myself.
So everybody who is watching on this live or replay with the BizChicks TV, we invite you to join join us over on our BizChicks room. Just go to BizChicks, our BizChicks group page, and then join the group. Go to our room.
Yeah.
Interesting. So my thing is how secure is this for doing meetings?
Well, see, this is the thing. If you're
on the desktop, I know you can share screens and do all of that now, but you're asking about security. And
right, because
Facebook.
Yes,
okay, so
I know it's it's really a rhetorical question because I really know the answer, but
And this,
can you hear me?
This is Facebook security. Does it really jive? I don't know.
So basically, to me, it feels like this is something you should use more as a, quote, fun thing. I wouldn't be conducting any business meetings via this.
No, because it's too iffy. Is that a good word?
Yes.
You don't want to talk about your social security numbers and strategies for whatever you're doing, not on this. This could be like our first Monday event.
Correct.
We can have, okay, everybody come over to the BizChicks room for our first Monday event. Okay, we're going to have Claudia, tell us all about what you do. And you know what I mean? And I do believe on the desktop, there's a way for you to, the desktop version of it, you can have a grid like Zoom, or you can have where the whoever the single presenter happens to be, it'll follow that. That
Okay.
makes sense. Where the one person is talking, the camera follows them.
Okay.
But that's on the desktop.
Okay.
That's not on the phone. I wonder if I turn it this way. Ooh, it does not allow you to do landscape.
Let's see. Yeah, I see it.
Okay, you know what I'm trying to do?
What?
I'm trying to copy and paste this into the browser over here on StreamYard. It will not let you do that.
No, because there's a lot of times it doesn't allow you to do the, like we copy and paste. You have to put it in your notes on,
Yes.
in your Apple Notes on the phone, and then go to your notes and copy it. Because for whatever reason, it doesn't allow you to copy like we normally would do.
Yeah, it strips out the extra coding
outside the system for some reason.
Okay, I ain't mad at them.
Okay, TJ, are you still in the room, or are you back over on the other side?
No, I'm with you guys. You can't hear me?
Okay, she's on the other side. So I'm going back to the studio on StreamYard. Well, I'm in the studio on StreamYard, but this was fun.
It was.
And I got to figure out, tap it and hit the hang up button to leave.
Yes, I'm going to do that too.
Now, again, what would you use that for?
Okay, so say you want to do a webinar and you want to use the rooms. You set up a private group, which you'll probably already have or whatever, so you could do the webinar in the group without having to buy or pay for the webinar software.
Correct. And it just needs to be something that is not security sensitive.
Right. Because if you're doing a webinar, you're talking about something you want, you got a book, a course, or whatever it is, and it's 2 members of the group. So you get people into the private group, and they have to be members in order to see the webinar or the discussion or the workshop or the whatever you're calling it.
And they have to have your link to get into the group too, if they're not a part.
Well, you get them in as a member of a private group. So they have to be members first, like us, like Biz Chicks. Is it public or private?
No, listen, they don't have to be a part of the group.
They don't even have to have the app.
They don't have to, you just give them the link.
Oh, just the link, right, with the link. Right. Into the room.
Yeah.
Got it. But I would want them to be a part of the group. Just me personally, I would want them to be a part of the group because then you can capture them for other things.
Right.
That makes sense.
Yeah, but according to this, they don't have. I'm like, okay.
Right.
So you
I'm saying Facebook said that, but I personally would do it that way. Landing page to the group, and then they would be a part of whatever, I set up in the group as far as a room for this, a room for that, a room for that.
So I'm going to show you what it looks like if you put the link in there, share screen, see.
You see it over in the private chat?
If I wanted to invite them, this is what they would get. Can you see that?
Yes.
This is what they get when they put the link in. They don't even have to have the Messenger app, but I guarantee you this, they will have a Messenger app when they finish.
Yeah.
Because see, if you join it, because remember with Facebook, Messenger is integrated into Facebook as the inbox.
Right.
So, like I said, I have a client that the nonprofit, she runs a nonprofit, and she doesn't want to install Messenger, but we talk through Messenger because my messages go to her Facebook inbox on the desktop.
And
it's integrated.
They said you don't even have to have Facebook or anything.
Right.
This link just
right.
It's kind of like PayPal. When you log on there, hi, welcome to. Do you want to set up an account? No, but
right.
Oh,
I'm thinking that's gonna happen.
You said PayPal. I sort of freaked out.
But
you know there's going to be
what have I done?
You know there's going to be a paid option inside of Facebook groups for that kind of thing. You're going to be able to get people to pay for your webinars and training and stuff inside of Facebook.
They already have it.
Oh, it's okay. So it's already there.
It is a thing. You can have a subscription and and I'm like, really?
I thought I had closed my room. My room is still open.
And people are coming in.
Oh, well, I guess I can share the link. Thought I shared the link with a couple of people to the Biz Chicks group thing. So let's see.
I just think it's good for what we're going to do on First Mondays and have people come in and talk about their stuff. So I think that's good for that, for networking and stuff. But like Dr. Tachi said, I would not be using it for sensitive data.
No, I wouldn't use Zoom for that.
No,
I wouldn't even use Zoom for that.
no. You know, the thing that people have to realize is whatever you don't want out, do not
don't put in.
Exactly.
Don't put it in.
Well, here's the thing. You can record the screen. Tell them about that, Fran.
Well, it did said, and I'm still trying to figure out how to record the screen, because it asked me, my Apple thing popped up and said, do you want to allow Messenger to record this screen or whatever? And I'm thinking about this to have camera access, because I could not find a push a record button somewhere.
Okay.
I couldn't find a button that said record on the desktop. I knew it wasn't going to happen on the mobile device, but I was like, I can't find it.
Okay, here's my room.
That you would be able to record the screen or record whatever was happening, but that's not a thing yet.
Okay.
So that's the one disadvantage that it does not have over Zoom, because I cannot figure out how to do that.
Right, because Zoom gives you the recorded video, audio separate, which is good for people who are doing podcasting or want to repurpose the video.
Yes.
Does it record? I didn't even see an option that it recorded the room we were in. Does it record that video? I didn't see an option for that.
I didn't see that either. Now I did. Yeah. Now Claudia took a group picture.
Right, and it said that she took a picture, which is cool, because if people are doing screenshots, like we said, if you don't do sensitive stuff, because now somebody could screenshot. But it tells you.
Were in the shot. Don't take my picture. Too bad you were there.
Don't come in the room if you're not camera ready.
Well, you can come audio only.
Right.
So,
okay.
But a lot of people don't know. Stop the camera.
Right. Especially with a new feature like this.
There should be some general rules. Look for stop camera. Stop the camera before entering any room.
Well, remember when people started first doing Facebook Live? And they pressed the live button, and it was like, oh.
There's like fumbling for the first few moments, and
because there was no countdown.
There's no countdown. So I put a little link in there to see if it works when you cut and paste it to other places. So I'm over here, guys. My phone is silent over here, but I'm on my iPad.
Oh my God. I just jumped into a room that David sent. David sent me a link to a room earlier today, but I didn't see it. And then I just clicked on it, and now I see John. Hi, John. Okay, I'm hopping out.
John.
Hi.
I can't hear you. Now I can hear you. Because I'm on a live. I can't talk to you and do the live. David, you know we're doing a Friday Tech Diva.
Come over here and tell us about this room, David.
If you're gonna be there, I'll jump back in, because see, now the ladies are waiting for me because I'm talking to you.
The room is open until I end the room.
Okay. All right.
Oh, my Z was over in David's room.
So what happened was, before we went live, David sent me a link to the room, and then I checked it, and then he said, "Can you jump in?" And I just jumped in, and I didn't think anybody was going to be in there.
Exactly.
So see what happens.
Everybody, there's a party going on.
Yes, I was like, "Oh my God, John is in there." So it's like really funny. Nazim was in there.
Yeah, he said he was over there too.
If you go, I'll go back later and jump in.
Oh, yeah, that's interesting.
we wanted to play with this and see what the experience was. What, you know, I like that you can do it with a group. And you have to be careful because if you push, it comes pre-selected for invite all of your friends. All 50, I got 1,500. So, but it will invite all of your friends to the room.
Okay.
And I'm like, I don't, I
don't want to do that.
Is invite select people. I was like,
now you know and I love what StreamYard does when you come in. It's like it's a pre-stage before you're live. Facebook needs to do that.
Exactly, because you can make sure that your camera is right, that you're looking right, and then you can enter the room.
You can
it just takes you right in.
Schedule your room. You can schedule when you want your room to go live.
No, I mean like StreamYard, like here. It doesn't
have a green room.
Yes, before you go live. Before you go live, and then you press the live button.
This is going to be wild. Okay,
I know.
Nazeem said Facebook is the new Zoom. And because you know what, it's easier than Zoom. I'm gonna tell you that.
Yes, I was going to say that.
Than Zoom.
Because you're already in Facebook. You already have a group of people, or if you don't, I say start a group right now because you see they've added the tools for the room for you to have. I was just thinking like the group that David and John and I are in, we're admins, so we can have an admin meeting inside of the group with the room, and only the admins can get in.
We can have a Biz Chicks meeting. Okay, what are we gonna do for the new year?
With your client
over there,
they're in the group.
Get everybody together all over the world.
Yeah.
There you go.
There's different options for this. So, and you don't have to worry about Zoom bombing because if you're in a private group,
they can't come in.
It's just the members of the group. And guess what? You can kick that person out if they act up.
Exactly.
Okay. Wow.
Well, this was fun.
And it's free for now.
And
like she said, for now.
Nothing is free.
It's really not free because Facebook has all of our details and information and all of our friends' details.
Yeah, I think this is why that's why I'm not as excited about it. I think it's interesting, it's neat. It's a great thing to use, but once it starts to get, and I use Messenger all the time, you know, in terms for the phone part of it.
Yes, I do too.
You know, but I don't know.
I see some implications for people who want to say, like I said, with the webinar, want to do that, but they don't want to pay for whatever the other apps are because I would tell them, and anybody that's listening, if you want to do this and think about that, set a group first and make it private. Invite people to the group, however you do that, and then you use the room feature for the purpose that you need it.
Exactly.
Yeah. You have to be strategic with this. You can't just it's like Zoom.
Yeah, don't do that. Think of strategic planning and how is this going to fit into your business model, your brand, or whatever you're trying to do online.
Exactly. Because Facebook warns you that some people may join who you did not send a link to because other people had the ability to send the link out.
Okay. Right. Yeah.
So therefore, now you have to look for the trolls.
Yeah.
Because some people that your so-called friends,
they're gonna have to fix that to where maybe you send a public link and a private link. I don't know.
Or do what you just said, have a group and nobody gets
right
unless you in the group.
You have to be a member of the private group.
Yeah.
And you can lock the room after they're in.
Right. You definitely lock the room.
It's definitely has advantages over Zoom.
It does.
Okay. Wow.
So do we give this a thumbs up or do a half?
I do.
I like it.
I give it a thumbs up.
I like it. I just don't like it for enterprise. Like they're trying to. I mean, they're trying to make this to be an answer to Zoom, and Zoom is Zoom is for a lot of different things, but it's like an answer for enterprise to have like meetings. I would not have a business meeting over.
No,
You can
not a
have
business
rooms within
meeting.
the
No,
room,
this
too.
is
That's my understanding.
solopreneurs, small business owners, people that have restaurants or salon, small business, small. Think small, not
I agree, Claudia. I think they'll work out
enterprise.
whatever kinks.
Right.
If they want
Give us whatever
enterprise, they
we
can go to
want
Blue
right now.
Jeans.
Yeah,
They can go to
exactly.
Blue Jeans.
Yeah, blue jeans.
Blue Jeans is good for enterprise.
Go
Yes,
to that.
it is.
This
But
is
you
not
know,
for that.
Lord, because we was trying to use blue jeans, and we was like, "What is going on?"
But see, my opinion is that I go anything but Zoom. That's how I go. Because my sister called me before. She was like, they wanted to have a trustee meeting for the church, and the Zoom bomb. I said, why? Don't even do Zoom. If you're
Zoom.
a group, if you're a trustee group, you guys need to do a Slack, a Microsoft Team, or something that's team collaboration that has email, file storage. You can call in, you can do video calls in Slack or Teams. I would not. That was just me. That's just my opinion. Zoom is okay for those that want to use it, but I'm always looking at the like a bigger thing where I'll put a client in a Slack and it'll just be me and that person or their employees, and it's our own little private garden, and we could do everything in there.
Zoom is not private enough.
No,
it's not. It's not. But people are trying to do it. People are trying to make it. Zoom bought some privacy thing, or I'm like, it's for me, nah.
Yeah,
just me. That's just how I feel about Zoom.
Okay. Well, this
Zoom is equal to GoDaddy for me.
Oh wow. Okay. Wow.
Yeah.
And we know how you feel about GoDaddy.
Almost. I hate GoDaddy. I don't hate Zoom, but I'm like, when people come to me about Zoom, I go, okay, let's talk about. It's like when you go to buy a car, the sales, you want that car, and the sales is like, oh, we got to look at this car. That's what I do. We're gonna look at this car. We're gonna look at the Tesla. Okay.
Okay.
Right.
Not whatever you came in for. We going here.
Okay.
Okay.
That's me. That's me.
Well, and see, and the reason why I take that is because we're not trying to poo-poo somebody else's product.
No.
Test it.
It doesn't. It's not a. What I'm saying is that I'm hearing Zoom so much that it's like Kleenex, like a Xerox. It's not a fit. It doesn't fit all situations. It may fit some. Doesn't for business purposes. I would look at something else. Just because I know as a business you need X, Y, Z, and Zoom is one thing, and there's other people that do it a little better.
Okay,
absolutely.
I like that. I'm thinking
because I'm getting questions about the security of Zoom, and I'm like, okay, you're concerned about security. Let's look at the test. Instead of looking at that, let's because you want to fit your purpose,
right?
Exactly.
And Zoom has settings. Zoom has privacy settings. Yeah, sure, but it's still happening. The Zoom bombings are still happening.
Yeah, at the end of the day, that is a reality of living in a mediated world, right? The fact that this technology, there are people who have so nothing else to do that they are looking to make everybody else's lives miserable.
They should be out volunteering, feeding the home. Do something. Don't.
You know what kind? You could be a millionaire by now if you used your your energy towards that
for good.
Use the
power for good.
Exactly.
Hackers.
So that there are always, whenever there is a new technology, there's always someone trying to figure out how they can get in and mash it up. That's what they're looking
for. Scam.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So
and
it's inevitable.
I'm not saying that Slack and Microsoft Teams are perfect. I'm just saying I know what they want. I know the purpose of what you want when you asked me about it. And I was like, okay, let's look at the test. You want that, but let's look at the test. You know what I mean? So that's it. That's just how I
have a question about Microsoft Teams. Does it work on a Mac? I
have it installed. Yeah, it's it comes in the browser. It comes as a separate download. Slack works in the browser. It comes as a separate download.
It seemed like it was more
because it sounds Microsoft, right? That it doesn't. No, it's a separate program you install. Because I have it. I've been looking at it.
Okay,
I was just doing Slack. But now I'm looking at Teams.
Okay, I might have to look at that. You haven't done.
I've actually used it there. One of the clients, whenever we have debriefings, we use Teams for that. Yeah, it works.
Yeah. It's an alternative.
I want something that I'm going to check it out.
Yeah, look at it. Kick the tires on it.
Yeah, with some ease of use, but security in mind.
That's the thing.
And
I have to look at that.
Was good, but Blue Jeans was a little bit brainy for me. I was like, oh my God, can we just
see what I like about Slack is that there's a URL and you use it and you knock on the front door. And if you're not supposed to be in that Slack, the door is not gonna open.
That's the most important thing.
I'm gonna check those out because we need to have something for our clients that we're using because they'll go and like, oh, everybody's talking
Slack
about
it's free. Slack is free up until I think it's 5 gigs storage. I know there's a limit, and then you go and buy the paid one. But for what I'm doing with it, it's just me and a couple people, or a small amount of people. I use the free one until I need to, upgrade. But
okay, so we're going to talk about that. Yeah, it was all about the rooms. There's many rooms you can go into.
It has a purpose. You got to find it. Yeah, you got to find the purpose for it.
Is there one like the escape room? There's some rooms.
A safe room. I need a safe room.
And here's another thing, because Taji says Facebook is master of none. Just remember that when Facebook goes down,
your room goes down too.
Yeah. So.
Hence why I would not be having any United Nations meetings in there.
But see, that's why you have a Slack. That's why you have a team. That's why you have whatever. There's WebEx. There's all kind of alternatives. So
yeah, I think it's good to have a couple of different things in your back pocket, and feel free to use them all.
Yeah, and I like Claudia's comment
here.
Said, yeah. She likes Slack, but there's the folks complaining about adding another app. True. But I'm going to tell you, I had one of my neighbors, she's trying to start like a nonprofit for homeless. She's 80. She picked it up like that. I didn't have to. So it's not difficult. She picks it. She loves it. When I showed her how to use it, she can make phone calls through the computer. And she's always calling me through Slack.
Wow.
And I get the little pop-up on my phone, or I get it on my watch, or wherever I happen to be. And boop, and we just start talking.
Carlos says he uses a ton of apps.
I do too. So like Claudia said, some people complain about adding another app, but I don't know. They got to do what they got to do.
Well, Fran, do you want to mention the Tech Playground coming up this Saturday?
Yep. If you want to learn how to use the basics of MailChimp, you can join us Saturday at 10 a.m. Terry put the link up there it's up in the chat. If you want to join in, it's just $27. We will be going over the basics to help you maneuver around because MailChimp ain't that easy. None of the programs are easy unless they're not easy. You need to have some help to get through them. If you don't know what button to push, because they all make it sound like, oh, I can just come in and create an email and send it to everybody. You don't know what button to push.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
We will help you with that. Tomorrow at 10 a.m. It's all online. We will send you a link. I don't know if we're going to do it on, I think we're going to do it on StreamYard.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, I would stick with StreamYard until we figure this rooms business out.
Yeah, because I'm thinking StreamYard, we can send you a StreamYard link and you can come in. And
StreamYard has been pretty stable so far.
Look, yo, let me tell you, it's like this is as it goes. I have not, and you guys know this as well. But I've used a lot of this type of software, and this has been the most stable to date, where there have not been any issues. So it's like, This is interesting. You know, it's really interesting, and I can't wait till they start to do more and more with it to make it more broadcasty.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, I know what you're saying. There's been talk in the group of what you're talking about.
Yeah.
Because that type of streamer is coming in to StreamYard. So
I mean, well, truth be told, there's a large client that we were a university that Curtis and I were doing stuff for, and we use a combination of StreamYard and this because on its own, StreamYard it's great, but there's some other things you need to do to it to make it look different from everybody else that's using it. Right. So, it would be great to be able to have some other functionality in there. But, talking about it in the group, I'm sure. So
right. And then Nazim says, I have not seen this much excitement over Facebook since the invention of Pop-Tarts.
Were people excited about Pop-Tarts?
Pop-Tarts. Carlos said he has 100 apps on his phone. Carlos said we did an 8-hour show with over 30 celebrities, and I'm modifying to make it broadcasty.
Yeah, you could definitely do it. And I saw it. Carlos did a wonderful broadcast with and it looked really good. So yeah, you could do some modifications to make it broadcasty. But for people maybe who are not as techy in terms of integrating different types of broadcasting software, it would be nice to have some more leeway in terms of what you could do with titling and things like that. So
yes, I agree with you. But they're working on it. I'm in the stream.
Oh, they are. Time, so. They are. I know they are.
Just because they you know what they did, right? They charged you out the gate so that they can be compensated to do the work that they're doing to keep things going.
And I think they looked at what happened with the other platforms, the ones we're not going to name. And I think they looked at all of that and said, well, you went wrong here, and we're sidestepping that pile of, what? Yeah. And then, I think they did that.
Yeah, they learned from others' mistakes.
Yeah, learn from others' mistakes. Yes.
Exactly.
Because like I tell my kids all the time, you can buy this lesson or you can get it off the shelf from me for free.
Yeah, and Nazim made a comment, the fact that TV personalities and TV hosts are doing things from home open the floodgates. Yeah, absolutely. They really had no choice, because after a while you can't have reruns all the time. That's not going to work. So
what Saturday Night Live did. Saturday Night Live did the show, Zoom.
Yeah, absolutely. How the hell so ever.
Yeah. I'm not saying it's great, but they did
they did. No, they did it. But this also shows the weaknesses in hosts and in shows and format, because so many of them are so used to being in front of a live audience, they don't know what to do.
They don't know what to do with themselves.
They don't
know how to be funny.
They don't. So, which causes me to ask, were you really that funny in the first place?
There you go.
It was the writers and stuff, but
exactly
CBS and All Rise, they pulled that off.
They did an excellent job of a scripted show.
Really I was like, and they had it. It was like DJ Tailwind, but I think they were playing on DJ Nice. Playing the music throughout the things, and I was like, oh, this was pretty good. They did.
They did really good.
And the thing that is awesome, and I think that's going to become more of a thing. But I think what's happening is that those who have the exposure are getting the credit for that, because again, I'm the resident doctor on the Sci-Fi Saturdays thing on Facebook Live. He wrote a graphic novel, and we did it live. This was like 4 weeks ago or 5 weeks ago. So it's been happening. I think this has happened. I remember back in the early days of Periscope, there was a guy in Israel. His name is Guy, actually, and he wrote a graphic novel called Winter, and he wanted to do it on Periscope in the early days. And I was like, oh, I'm fascinated. I'm in. Just because I wanted to do it. And this was like back in 2015. So there were people that have been doing this, who have been planning to do these types of things. It's just that obviously if you're well known, if you are notable or a celebrity, you get the credit for doing
Right.
these things. So it's great that they did it.
Opportunity is available now. That's the
Yeah,
difference.
that's the difference. Absolutely.
Mhm.
Opportunity is available. But
Yeah.
there are people on all levels doing that type of thing.
Yep.
Yeah, we were here during the days of Meerkat.
Yeah.
Oh,
And
Meerkat.
And now everybody else is like, oh, this is new.
There's a brand new thing. Shut up. We've been doing
But
it.
see, some of those people are like, when they get a shiny new toy and they pick it up, and then when things open up, they're gonna drop the toy, and we're gonna say bye.
We
we're
already
still here.
know that. We
Yeah.
will still be here. They are doing this because they have to. If we did not have a pandemic, I doubt very much any of them would have picked up. You may have gotten a small fraction who would have tried it and then stopped it. But no, as soon as production starts back up, whoop.
Yep.
So,
I don't know, because I know they say people are going to go outside, but I'm telling you, a lot of people have gotten real used to having stuff come to them.
Oh yeah. So I'm not saying,
and having choices in this space.
Yeah. They're not going. I'm not saying they're going to drop it. Everybody is going to drop it completely.
Right. Not everybody.
No, I think there are some people who really enjoy their audiences and have seen this as a way to connect with their audiences and get feedback. But then there are some people who are like, well, I'm just doing this for now. And a lot of them look at it as, okay, this is a temporary situation, not trying to form a long-term relationship with the technology or the audience. And those are the ones that are going to leave. Yeah, I know them. They're going to leave. So, but and the funny thing is, these are the ones that are trying to act like they're all experts about these things now. Oh yeah, I have a show. Yeah, but you're looking down at your camera. Can you put it on a tripod, please? So they're not.
God. I was like, even basic lighting. I was like,
basic stuff. And it's been over 2 months now. I would have thought for some people by now you would have gotten the gist. I need to raise and stabilize my camera. I need to have some lights. But I was watching the news yesterday. The city of Miramar here, they're doing some furloughs, and they were talking about that on the news. They had some city officials that were on that the news had interviewed. And of course, everybody is like sending in their things now, or they're joining via Zoom.
Yeah.
When I say no doubt, this high level official was like looking down like this. Their face took up the whole frame. You couldn't see the eyes so they look like the Grim Reaper because there's no light. And then I was like, how very dare you? My philosophy when it comes to these things, don't just use them just to be using them. If you're using them to connect with people, you bloody well better respect your audience enough to do it right. Don't just do it because, I'm such and such. No, I don't accept that. How very dare you?
And look like a person.
Look like a person and not a ghost.
Can you ask the people to come in 30 minutes before time so that you can make sure their mic, their lighting, and their camera is working before you start the interview?
So let me tell you, I don't know if I told you guys, but MC Curtis and I have been working with a university, actually Florida Memorial University, and we've been doing their live streams. And so it's a big deal. And we said, we want you all to look right. The day before the actual broadcast, we do a rehearsal with all of the participants.
Thank you.
We set their lighting, we set the camera, we set the sound. You need to get some earbuds at least. So then the day of, it looks perfect.
Yeah,
and they appreciate the fact
their stuff in a panic.
Exactly. And you know what? You can tell, because guess what? We're not expecting you to have newsroom or broadcast experience. That's not what you do. You're here for a conversation. However, whatever we can do as professionals to make sure you are comfortable and look your best, that's what we do. So that's why we do a rehearsal the day before. And I know not everybody can do that, but like you said, at the very least, half an hour before, have them there, have them set stuff up, send them an email with said that, okay, these are the things we need to have. We'll help you set it up once we get on screen, but have these things ahead of time. Set your guests up for success.
Right. Carlos says, I love experts. I've been doing production for 25 years for film and TV, and he's still not an expert. And these people are doing master classes, and Katie, I was like, no.
Preach, teach, reach, and church. Yes. I'm like, why is this person? And I'm not trying to say anything, but there's a latest master class that's out on communication. You know, my PhD is in communication. So they're like, oh, take such and such master class with such and such on communication. You know, I was like, hashtag side eye. What do you know about communication? Because of it's more than being on TV. It's more than, there's more to it than that. So don't use the term communication without realizing there's more to it than just being a TV personality. It's a whole field. So Carlos, I feel you on this, but you know what? It's like, what can we say if they're out there getting pushed and getting exposed or taking the initiative to themselves to do it? If we're not doing it, what can we say? I mean, I can say and I can evaluate because I can, but I'm like, all right, well then that just means somebody who actually knows this then needs to get out there and do it.
Right.
Well, my thing is, I always like to allow time for what I call stupid stuff. And when I was a trainer, I would go into the room the day before, and then the day of, I would go in an hour before. So if there was something crazy going on,
like no internet,
we could figure an alternative way to present the information. So you know what? Y'all need to print this up.
Yes, Nazim said his wife is doing makeup here in the next room. In the next room. And Claudia says, I wholeheartedly agree. I get annoyed when people are not prepared. And for God's sake, on camera.
Don't be eating breakfast. We can't eat breakfast, Claudia.
Not unless
it's provided by Boxable. People got to run. We've had them here for quite a while.
Yes, we did. Hey, all right, I gotta go. Nazim, thank you so much. Everybody watching live on the replay, go have some fun with your rooms and tell us what rooms which rooms program that you like. Let us know. All right, we will talk to you next time. Terry?
And then, guys, I want to remind you that Saturday is the Tech Playground for MailChimp. We put the link in there if you want to sign up. And don't forget to go to the front of your own line. We love you, and we'll see you Monday. Bye-bye.